A teenage boy goes to church to confess his sins. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. I have been with a loose girl. The priest asks, Is that you, little Tommy? Yes, Father, it is, the boy replied. And who was the girl you were with? I can't tell you, Father. I don't want to ruin her reputation. Well, Tommy, I'm sure to find out her name sooner or later, so you may as well tell me now. Was it Patricia Williams? Sorry, Father, I cannot say. Was it Lisa Davis? I'll never tell, replied the boy. Was it Kathy Odell? My lips are sealed, Father. Was it Brenda Jones, then? Please, Father, I cannot tell you. The priest sighs in frustration. You're very tight-lipped, and I admire that. But you've sinned, and you have to make amends. You can no longer be an altar boy until 4 months have passed. Now go and behave yourself. Yes, Father, the boy replied. Tommy walks back to his pew and sits down. His friend Johnny slides over and whispers, What'd you get? Tommy grins. 4 months vacation and 4 good leads. One day, after a seemingly endless time in the Garden of Eden, Adam called out to God, saying, Lord, I have an issue. What's troubling you, Adam? God responded. Lord, I appreciate that you created me and provided for me, surrounded me with this exquisite garden and all these amazing animals, but... Adam hesitated. I'm just not content. Why is that, Adam? Came the reply from the heavens. Lord, I understand that you crafted this place for me with all this wonderful food and all these magnificent creatures, but I'm lonely. Well, Adam, in that case, I have the perfect solution, God declared. What's a woman? Lord, this woman will be the most intelligent, sensitive, caring, and beautiful being I've ever made. She'll possess such intelligence that she can anticipate your desires even before you do. She'll be so sensitive and caring that she'll understand your every mood and know how to make you happy. Her beauty will rival the splendors of the heavens and the earth. She'll wholeheartedly tend to your every need and desire. She will be the perfect companion for you, proclaimed the heavenly voice. Wow, she sounds incredible, Lord. She will be, but there's a price for this, Adam. How much will this woman cost me, Lord? Adam inquired. She'll cost you your right arm, your right leg, an eye, an ear, and your left testicle. Adam contemplated this for some time, his face reflecting deep thought and concern. Finally, he raised his head and said to God, Nah, what can I get for a rib? A 90-year-old man visits the doctor for his annual checkup. After 15 minutes, the doctor inquires, Physically, you seem to be in good health, but how about mentally? How's your relationship with God? The elderly man responds, Oh, God and I are close. We share a real bond. He even improved my eyesight. Whenever I go to the bathroom to pee, the light turns on, and when I leave, the light turns off. The doctor, amazed, contacts the man's wife and exclaims, Madam, your husband's physical health is excellent. I'm calling because I'm astonished by his connection with God. Is it true that when he goes to the bathroom to urinate, the light turns on, and when he exits, the light turns off? The wife retorts, Silly Robert, he's been urinating in the refrigerator again. At a lively college dance, a young American man noticed a girl from Sweden across the room. Her smile stood out like a guiding light in the sea of faces, and he couldn't resist the urge to ask her for a dance. The music was a perfect blend of old and new hits, bridging cultures and eras. As they stepped onto the dance floor, a palpable connection formed between them. The rhythm guided their movements, and as they found their groove, the American gentleman, feeling a bit adventurous, decided to express his growing fondness for her. In a smooth move, he gently wrapped his arms around her, offering a warm embrace. With a confident grin, he explained, In America, we call this a hug. The Swedish girl, her eyes shining brightly, leaned into the embrace and responded, Yeah, in Sweden, we call it a hug too. As the night progressed, the dance floor became more crowded and the energy levels rose. They danced through several songs, sharing laughter and tidbits about their lives. Encouraged by the rapport they had built, the American leaned in once more during a slow song. This time, he placed a tender peck on her cheek, whispering against the loud music, "In America, we call this a kiss." She smiled back, her face radiant in the dim light, and playfully replied, "Yeah, in Sweden, we call it a kiss too." Toward the end of the night, after enjoying a few drinks, he led her out to the campus lawn and they shared an intimate moment together on the grass. The American gentleman remarked, "In America, we call this a grass sandwich." The Swedish girl, her smile as quick as ever, responded with a playful jab, "Yeah, in Sweden, we call it a grass sandwich too, but we usually put more meat in it." While crossing the Sahara Desert on a camel, the nun and the priest found themselves in a dire situation when on the third day of their journey, the camel suddenly collapsed, succumbing without any warning. As they dusted themselves off and came to terms with their predicament, the nun and the priest began discussing their bleak prospects. After a prolonged silence, the priest finally broke the ice. "Well, sister, this situation looks rather grim," he began. "I know, Father. In fact, I don't believe it's likely that we can survive more than a day or two," replied the nun, her voice reflecting the severity of their circumstances. The priest nodded in agreement, realizing the harsh reality of their situation. "Father," inquired the sister, "since it seems highly improbable that we'll make it out of here alive, would you do something for me?" The priest was willing to grant her request. "Anything, sister," he replied. "Under these extraordinary circumstances, I don't see how it could do any harm." The nun decided to reveal a part of herself, saying, "I have never seen a woman's breasts, and I was wondering if I might see yours." The priest, after a moment of contemplation, acquiesced, and the nun opened her habit. He enjoyed the sight of her shapely breasts, frequently commenting on their beauty. Emboldened, the sister then asked, "Father, could I ask something of you?" Curious, the priest inquired, "Yes, sister, what is it?" "I have never seen a man's penis," the nun admitted. "Could I see yours?" The priest, considering their situation, decided to comply. "I suppose that would be okay," he said. He lifted his robe, and almost immediately he found himself sporting a substantial erection. The sister, quite intrigued, inquired further, "Father, you know that if I insert this in the right place, it can give life. Is that true?" The priest confirmed, "Yes, sister, that's true." Upon hearing this revelation, the nun was determined to find a way out of their dire predicament. She suggested, "Oh, Father, that's wonderful. Stick it in the camel and let's get the heck out of here." Two criminals found themselves facing the death sentence. As they awaited their execution, the warden, with a bit of compassion, asked the first man, "What is your last request?" The man, with a sense of longing, said, "Please, sir, could I see my mother one last time before I go?" The warden, touched by the request, turned to an officer and asked him to fetch the man's mother. In the meantime, he turned to the second man and inquired, "And you? Any last requests?" The second man appeared deep in thought for a moment. He glanced at the first guy, who seemed to be on the brink of a somewhat emotional reunion, and then he finally answered, with a wry smile, "Nah, just don't let that guy see his mom." While my spouse and I were engrossed in the task of organizing our old belongings for an upcoming garage sale, I stumbled upon a vintage painting. As I turned it around, I discovered a heartfelt message I had inscribed for my beloved wife on our 5th anniversary. "Forever yours, Keith." This find instantly transported me back to the cherished memories of our early years together, and I recalled this as a special gift we had exchanged 25 years ago. Feeling a surge of sentimentality, I offered the painting to my wife, suggesting that perhaps we should preserve it and hang it up once more since it held such sweet memories. After taking a moment to read the message I had penned all those years ago, she paused thoughtfully. In a rather nonchalant tone, she remarked, "You know, a bit of black marker could easily conceal that, allowing us to sell it.